Hey, this is Michael Lindsay from Vital MX. I'm here with Chase Sexton of Team Honda HRC. So, Chase, one of the last times I talked to you outdoors, I like to talk to you a lot about bike setup because you were trying a bunch of different stuff. I look over at your bike. It's got a BFRC on it. That hasn't been used that commonly in Supercross here in the U.S. for different reasons. There's some attributes about that work really well in Moto and some attributes about that kind of hold up in Supercross. How long have you been testing it? What do you like about it better now in SX?
Yeah, so I was initially worried about it in Supercross because there's been plenty of people that have tried it and don't like it. So for me, I just tried to keep an open mind. I actually tested a regular shock that was pretty good, and then we went to the BFR, and automatically I was like, more traction, better positioning in the corners, and it had a better positioning in the whoops. So I was like, okay, well, this thing's pretty darn good. So we kind of just kept developing it, and Colt's been working on it a lot. So honestly, I haven't made too many changes from the original shock. I think I made one step stiffer, but as far as comfort and even in the whoops, it's been really good. So I guess we'll see when we go to the races. But it's as of right now, I'm super pumped on it, and I think that was really the biggest thing for me. Positioning wise outdoors, it sets in the corners better, and in Supercross, one, it gets more traction and it sets in the corners really well. So and I actually go through the rhythm sections faster. So it's just really, I felt like it really checked all the boxes and didn't really do anything negative as of right now. So we'll see when we go racing.
So when you say some things you talk about, like how it sets in the corner, how it is to the rhythm, like that, from my experience, that shock tends to return a little bit. It has a little bit freer return feel on some stuff. So when you're saying through the rhythms, does it not feel like the bike squats much like this, like it's easier to pump through, or what helps you with it?
I really noticed it at Honda. We have a huge, our triple face is like a wall almost. Big. And I felt like when I went through it the first time, I'm like, dude, I just felt like I stayed 5 feet lower. And for some reason, I don't know if it soaks everything up better. I'm not really super in tune with what it actually does. I just know how it feels. And I just noticed through the rhythm section, I feel like I was carrying more speed and just being lower. As far as comfort wise though, it's been really good for me, and my corners got better. I feel like the Honda likes to be a little bit taller in the rear for some reason, and this helps me just. I'm not a fan of that kind of style.
You want it to stay a little bit.
I want it more flat, and Kenny used to like it taller, so I want it more flat. And even Colt is the same way. He's actually wants it lower in the rear, and is actually kind of cool for me because now I'm more level.
You're not the guy asking for it.
Yeah, I'm not asking for that. So it's been really good. He's been helping me a lot because Kenny and I were so far on the opposite end of the spectrum that we couldn't work towards a setting as a team because of we were so far apart. They were working with Kenny, then they worked with me, and there's nowhere we couldn't meet in the middle. So now having Colt, he's really been good with developing and just getting better settings, and it's helped me a lot. So it's been good so far.
So it sounds like you might have already answered my question, but one of them I was going to ask you is how much the team dynamic has changed without Kenny. Kenny was there for 6 years, definitely a focal point of the team. Not to say that they ever preferred him, but I mean, he was the guy they hired at one point to win championships. You've come in and, of course, have proven yourself, but at the same time, it sounds like the biggest dynamic change would just be two riders that are working more towards a similar goal on bike setup is probably one of the biggest dynamic changes for you. Yeah,
I would say that is really the one thing I miss, especially in Supercross. I never have felt super discomfortable with the whoops and some problems or twitchiness with the front end. I just have never felt super comfortable. And now this year we've made some drastic changes to the chassis and as well as the shock, and we've taken some big swings at it. So it's always better to, especially if I'm not comfortable, we got to make big changes, and Colt has, like I said, been a big part of that. And it's nice to see the bike or feel more, I guess, secure on it. And like I said, the progress has been really good, and I just want to keep continuing that. But it's that was my main goal this offseason, was to be more comfortable on Supercross as far as bike setup, and I feel like we've been achieving that so far.
Cool. What's your off-season program been like in Florida? I know for a long time you were riding at Rattrays. Are you at Chambers' place now, or?
Yeah. Yeah, so I've moved to Jack Chambers' place just because Tyler was dealing with permitting issues.
Yep.
So now I'm at Jack Chambers, and the track, the dirt is really soft. So during a moto, I'm changing my line 3 to 4 times a moto, which has been helping me because at the races,
Same thing happens.
Same thing. And when you ride out in California, the lines never change.
You go to the test tracks here and you guys ride about this much of it.
Yeah.
Literally, the rest of the track looks perfectly prepped and it's like, you guys use this much.
Yeah, so now I have gotten that side, which I feel like has helped me as far as my riding and my training on the bike. So now I'm just hammering down laps. I've gotten my off the bike boot camp kind of out of the way, and now it's really transferred over to on the bike. And yeah, everything's been going well. I feel like every year, especially on the 450, I've been progressing on Supercross as far as my ability and my skills. So that's really the main goal for me, is just to keep getting better and keep improving.
So you have a lot of, one thing I've noticed at least the last few years about you is mostly when you were at Rad Trays was kind of like, you've got a lot of guys doing the Al thing, all the star guys riding together. Not that you don't ride with people, but I feel like you don't maybe share the same thing as like you're not riding with 3 or 4 other dudes that are your direct competitors. It seems like you're kind of doing more your own thing. Is that on purpose? Is that a mentality thing? Like that you kind of want to just not, you know, maybe be around as competition as much? Like, hey, I'm going to bury down, do my own work on my own? Yeah,
that's pretty much it. I enjoy not doing it on my own, but I enjoy being around people that are my friends and other riders that I don't race. But as far, like, I just think that I'm confident in my program and confident in my ability, that I don't think me riding with other people is going to take me from this level to the next level. It's just really, for me, I think focusing on myself and working on the things that I need to work on, and I know for me is just not making those big mistakes and being able to adjust to track changes or track conditions. So that's really comes up to is me riding beat up tracks, and that's I've been riding with people, but I'm not riding with my competitors, which I think it's a little bit of just not letting everybody know what I'm doing and kind of keep my cards to myself. And that Eli does it, and it's worked out for him pretty well. So
Carmichael did it.
Yeah, Carmichael did it. It's not so much I don't like riding with people I race. I ride with Cole and the Lawrence Bros. I mean, everyone here at Honda. So it's more just me kind of keeping to myself and really focusing it down and focusing on myself and being focused on my off season. And then when we go racing, when you're racing, you don't need to go to the track every day and be like doing another race simulation. So yeah, for me, the main goal is the bike and getting myself better. So I don't think that really requires a whole bunch of guys to ride with.
Last thing I wanted to ask you about was there's a lot of talk and speculation about what your future holds. At the end of 2023, you will be out of your current contract. You're definitely the most sought after person. No, we can't talk about any of that specifically, but what I'm curious is, from your standpoint, is no matter what the decision is, what do you look for most? At your point, again, I would think you would have the possibility of probably being able to go after the highest paid contract if you want to, of whoever your available suitors are. But from talking to you in your drive, I would think of your options, are you weighing it more on where you're going to be the most competitive? Like what really do you weigh on your next move in your career?
My biggest thing is being around, first off, the team, if I get along with them, and being comfortable with the people I'm working with is really, and they have the same goal as me. And then the bike is the biggest thing for me, what I'm comfortable on, no matter what it is, what people say about it, whatever I feel like I'm comfortable on is where I'm going to go. So that's really all I can say on that subject. But yeah, my goal is to focus on this year. I have a very good group of people around me. My team has been really good, and we're definitely in a spot where I feel like the cards are starting to align, and I think this year could be, it's definitely time to win a Premier Class championship. So that's gotten 2 years out of the way where I made mistakes, but this year's time to make it happen and capitalize on what I'm capable of.
Cool. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.